Hey Aquarius, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, December 18th to Monday, December 25th, 2017. Now, what is going on this week that I'm going to talk about is a major new moon that actually happened on Sunday, right before this horoscope is supposed to start. But I want to talk about it because it's a big thing that's going on that you're going to feel a lot this week. And this new moon for you happened right here in your 11th house in Sagittarius, of your goals and of your dreams and of your hopes for the future. And new moons normally bring in just new energy coming in, some kind of new beginning normally in this part of your life. So what I think this means for you is you've got new goals for the future, new dreams about your life, about where it is that you see your life going. Could also have to do with new people that you're associating with, new groups of people in some way, and just a new way of expressing yourself authentically. Okay. Now, this isn't just any normal new moon. I mean, new moons happen, they happen once a year in Sagittarius, and they happen every month in every sign. This to me is a very special, very big new moon. That's because this one happened very, very close here to Saturn at the last degree of Sagittarius, where it has been for the past 2.5 years. So this isn't just some kind of like new goal or new dream for your life that all of a sudden hit you like yesterday. This is something that you've been thinking about for a really long time, trying to figure out where your life is going, what kind of life you envision for yourself, who you really are, what kind of people you want to associate with in some way. And I think this week at this new moon was the big like green light for you to start to accept that these are the goals and dreams that you have, and to start to kind of really commit to them and move forward with them in a really big way, okay? So that's what I think is going on this week. Now, as we're starting to move forward on some of these goals and to commit to some of these goals and to accept some of these things, I think we're still trying to work out some of the details too, to make sure that everything is right. So the beginning of this week is kind of like an interesting week where like we have a lot of energy to move forward and to do some things that we've been working out for so long here, but still a little hesitant about it as we get everything else that we need to figure out in place. All right, that's because right next to this new moon, what we have going on is Mercury still in retrograde, taking care of some things from the past. So I think you're doing a lot of thinking and a lot of communicating as well about these goals and about these dreams that you have, to make sure that they're right for you, to make sure that they're best for you, and to make sure that you're starting to get a good strategy and plan in place in order to move forward on those things in the best way. All right, so it's kind of interesting. It's like, yes, committing, moving forward to some new goals and dreams. Oh, but wait, I need to make sure that this is like together and what I really want. And I think that's what's happening here at the beginning. I think a lot of this stuff that you're rethinking and re-communicating about and trying to figure out has a lot to do right here where the North Node is in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships of the one-on-one variety, with Mercury here in a trine with the North Node. So I think you're maybe trying to go back to retrieve some people, retrieve some relationships that it is that you need so that you can move forward in a better way, reaching some of your goals going on here. Not just about rethinking to make sure, are these goals right for you? Is your life going in the right direction? But to make sure too that you have the people that you need, that people can come on board with you, and that they're helping you, and that you have the right relationships too. Okay, being a big thing. Another thing that makes relationships even more of a focus is, of course, Venus this week here in your 11th house, making a square over to Chiron coming in. So as you're having a lot of conversations with people about where your life is going, hoping that people can help you figure out where your life is going and can come on board with you, there can also be some uncomfortable things that come up in these conversations with others, again, about your money and about your confidence and about what it is that you have to offer with Venus at the square to Chiron here in your 2nd house. Okay, and I think you're really trying to figure out if you're going to commit to some really big goals of yours that maybe you didn't have a few years ago. If you're going to commit to kind of putting your life in a new direction, how can you not only make sure that you have the people in your life that you need, but that you're feeling more comfortable with it and more confident, and that you're using more of your gifts and skills and talents and the money that you need. And I think it could be a little bit uncomfortable to communicate about money especially with people, about your gifts and talents, but really needing to figure out how you can bring all of this together in a really positive way so that you can move forward. And I think if you continue, despite these hurt feelings that keep coming up time and time again, to really commit in a really big way to some new goals and to some new visions of your life and some kind of new identity almost in some way, I think it really is going to help you to hear where Uranus is in your third house, to talk more openly and more honestly about who you are, to communicate better and more freely about what's going on with you, to understand maybe better what's going on, to work with people in your immediate environment too. But I think in order for you to feel really free to express yourself and to really feel like people are getting you, you need to make sure that you are working out your goals first and putting your life in the right direction, okay? I think that's what's happening there. I think another big thing as you're working all of this stuff out also has to do with where Jupiter is for you in your 10th house of your career and your life direction, with Jupiter in a square with the nodes this week. So as you're really trying to figure out where your life is going, the life that you envision for yourself, and trying to have the right people in life, communicate about it more, and to figure out how you can get money from it, feel more confident stepping into these new visions and new goals for your life. I think you also need to think about your career, where your life is going, and also about your social standing and your reputation. What do you want to be known for? What do you want your reputation to be? Where exactly, like, what are you aiming for, and what's going on here? I think you're trying to figure out a lot of that stuff as well. And I think it's important for you this week to not just think big picture here and envision your life, but try to figure out how you can begin to build on it in a way, how you can be more public with it as well, and how it can really give you kind of the reputation that it is that you want as you move towards this vision of yours. Okay, so I think that being a big thing here, and I think that focus as well on your career, on your reputation, on where your life is going, also going to help you with relationships, help people to understand you better, understand what you're thinking, help you reach some of these goals of yours too, if you make sure that you communicate and that you don't leave out important parts about your career and about your reputation and about your social standing that you want and need to have and be known for. All right. So that's going on there at the beginning of this week, and that's going to happen in between Monday and Wednesday. Then at the end of the week, things change a little bit. I feel like I always say that. The beginning and the end of the week are always like kind of super different. Just lately, that's the way it's been happening. And what's going on at the end of the week, let me find you. This is you, Aquarius. This is your first house, even though it says 11. You are the natural ruler of the 11th house, but this is your first house. So what's going on at the beginning of this week is that we had a whole bunch of planets here in Sagittarius in your 11th house, really asking you to figure out where you see your life going, who you want to be, what big goals and dreams that you have coming in. And then at the end of the week, all of these planets right here that were at the very end degrees of Sagittarius, including the Sun, Venus, and Saturn, all switch over right here into Capricorn, where they all like conjunct and meet together at like the first degree of Capricorn. Okay, so that brings a very different tone to the end of the week than the beginning of the week. As to where the beginning of the week, you're trying to figure out where you see your life going and what's going on with your life, what's happening there. The end of the week becomes, okay, now that I have envisioned this new thing for my life, these new goals, am I okay with it? Am I comfortable with it? How do I start to move forward on it, and figuring all of that stuff out? I think a lot of it also becomes big time the next year for you, figuring out how you can overcome some things from the past too, so that you can move forward and be more comfortable with this new life that it is that you've envisioned. With all of these planets here in Capricorn, especially with Saturn there for the next 2.5 years, what is going to go on now is that now that you have changed where you're aiming for in life, changed your goals, maybe changed some people that you've associated with, really having to do the internal work this whole next 3 years to figure out, is it okay with me? Am I okay with this? How can I make this mine? You know, how can I overcome some things from the past and feel more comfortable with it moving forward, being a much bigger thing, okay? And not so much working out the details of where your life is going. It becomes assumed that you know where your life is going at the end of the week, and that you're now going to start doing the work to be comfortable with it. Mercury as well, stationing at the very end of this week as all of these planets move over into Capricorn, really helping you to give you you some more of the wind underneath your wings here, to really take the steps that you need to feel more comfortable about your life and to step into it here in this new direction coming in, okay? So that's what I see going on there for you, Aquarius. Your card for the week is Temperance reversed. This card could be a lot about balance too. Maybe some things are out of balance in your life that you need to restore the balance to. I see a lot of this though, to me, is usually like an internal balance. Maybe like the external and the internal worlds in your life are like not right. Like you have one life, but you want another, or inside you feel another going on that I see with this card. Maybe because now your goals are changing. Maybe your life and the way it looks on the day-to-day is not quite what you want it to be. And I think you're going to have to learn this week, and especially over the next few months and years, how to begin to create more of a life that aligns with this new vision that it is that you have. And I think what you need to do is to start planning this week on how you can really start to align yourself together, have a life that matches a new vision of you, and overcome some things from the past so that you can start to step into it and feel more comfortable and feel more whole in your life. And I think this week it's about bringing all these different parts of yourself together that you've been working on, so that you can start to feel much better moving forward, much comfortable, and so that you feel like there aren't parts of you that are being neglected in the process. All right, so that's what I've got for you this week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.